Hey, how are you doing today? We're going to talk a little bit about HTML, the basics. We're going to switch over here to Notepad++, which is a really great free HTML and actual language editor. You can kind of see a lot of the different stuff right in here. If we go to H, you can see HTML. Go to J, JavaScript. Never actually gone through all these because I don't program all these by any stretch. So just a great thing, very versatile. It is not a what you call WYSIWYG, so it is not what you see is what you get. This is for typing, all by hand. So enough of that. We're going to get into what is an HTML document, because if you're looking to create a web page, you're going to need to know it, or at least PHP, but ultimately you're going to be writing HTML code somewhere along the line, unless someone else is designing it for you and you're just typing content into an interface. And if that's the case, well, you don't need the tutorial. Have a great day. Otherwise, every HTML page you should get in the habit of starting with the doc type declaration. Next, we're going to actually have the HTML opening tag. And make sure you always close everything off. So for every opening main tag, you're going to also see a closing tag somewhere lower on the page. So after the HTML opening, we're going to have our head section. In this case, we're just going to start with a simple title, so that way when it comes up in the web browser, it tells me what the page is. We're just going to name it basic HTML page. Really nice and simple. We're going to go ahead and close title. Then we're going to close the head because, again, we can do meta and all that stuff in here as well. Call scripts, link CSS, but that's not basic. That's a few steps later. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to our body, which is the content you're actually going to see on the page. I've shown you this here, even though it's to me it is a basic item. It's something actually I do tend to forget to use a lot, and you'll go back to a project a couple months later and be like, why did I do it this way? If you use this little comment bracket here, it's really easy. So the bracket is pretty much, you have your opening bracket, exclamation point, then you have dash, dash, then whatever you're going to put in here, comment, and then dash, dash, closing bracket. So you can comment in whatever you like. Again, great for documenting why you did something, or just titling, hey, this is the navigation section, or this is the header section, which you'll find documentation's always a good practice to get into, whether you go back to it later or if someone else has to help you out, they'll kind of get an idea of what you were trying to accomplish. Obviously on a page this small, you don't really need it, but I want to show it to you anyway, because hopefully this is step one on the road to much more capability in designing a page or editing a page. Next, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use an H1, which is header 1, which is the largest heading class. You can actually have H1 all the way down through H6 for header classes, or tag types, I should say, be more proper there. And I've called this heading title, but I've also done something that, just so because you might have seen it before, I've thrown a span in here with a style, a CSS style, to change the color of the title part of my heading title. I went ahead and closed my header. Then I started a paragraph. This is some content. Went ahead and closed my paragraph. The next paragraph I'm just calling my footer and closing it out. Closing body, closing HTML. I'm going to save this and I'm going to go ahead and run it in Internet Explorer. And as you can see, heading, title in a different color. Then we have, this is my content, this is my footer. Really basic. So really when it gets down to it, those are the most basic things. There's a ton of different tags and everything that you can look at, but as far as overall structure, this would be step 1. If you're into Kung Fu Panda, I think Shifu would call it step 0. So now that we've passed that, I'm going to go ahead and end this and move on to the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.